I'm Lena Joseph. I have come from Muscat, and I teach in College of Health Sciences. I would like to brief about my experience with Kreupasanam Madhav before I embark into the lighter candle prayer that I took online on June 26, 2023. My mother is a devout Kreupasanam devotee, and she has been telling me from 2019 to take online prayer. But because of my hectic work schedule, I couldn't do it because I knew that there were a lot of things to be done. In 2022, my cousin who stays in Alappuzha, she sent me blessed oil, Mother Mary's blessed pendant, honey and salt with my neighbor who's from Changanasheri. So the moment Mama Mary's these blessed articles came home, it was completely different experience for me. I just felt that she has come with bringing all the blessings. And our blessings begin there. I had not taken the online light a candle prayer then, but I could see Mama Mary's presence in everything that I was doing. So it started with my eldest son, who is a maths and honors maths and computer science student in the University of Alberta. He was in the final year and he had applied for direct PhD and master's program. He had applied in the 10 best universities in the world, and he is a brilliant student and he was hoping for the best. He was also doing a research with a Caltech professor. She's like number 2 lady in the world for AI. So they called him for a 2-day AI workshop in the month of Feb. When he went there, he saw all the students from Harvard, Stanford, MIT, Princeton being interviewed, and they were being interviewed by 6 to 7 professors. He had absolutely no interview. He had applied only with one professor of his area of research. So he called me in the night and he said that, Mama, these are all students from Harvard, Stanford, MIT, and Princeton, and I don't think so I will have a chance to get this offer. Then I informed my mother, because my mother says this morning and evening prayers, and she said, Mama Mary has already given him this offer. And it was the Our Lady of Lourdes feast day, February 11th. I went for Mass. I belong to Saints Peter and Parish Paul Church in Fr.V.P.Joseph. I attended the rosary in the evening, and then I told him, baby, you just message me when you're traveling back to Canada. His flight was 8 o'clock in the morning, which is 8 o'clock in Muscat in the night. So he said, Mama, I'll message you once I get my boarding pass. 8 o'clock when I came out, he messaged me. He said, Mama, I'm in tears because the professor has messaged me that you are the first candidate that we have selected for full fellowship for direct PhD. And please do not inform other students because we are still in the process of interviewing them. It was the greatest miracle for us. Him getting this offer was beyond even our comprehension. I knew that Mama Mary's blessing had started. And before he went to Caltech for his AI workshop, I had sent Mama Mary's picture, Kreupasanam Madhav's picture, and I told him, she is the mother who journeys with you. So just keep her with you, and she will help you. Don't worry about anything. Don't feel intimidated that other children are better than you. Mama Mary is with you, you will get everything. So that was my first experience with Mama Mary in our family. In the month of May 2023, I wanted to take Kreupasanam light a candle prayer only to change myself, because I was not happy with all the weaknesses that I have. And I have been hearing the testimonies which stated that people are changing, changing for the good, getting closer to Jesus. I have been closer to Jesus from my childhood, but I'm not a clear person, I'm not a holy person, I'm not a pure person, I have my own weaknesses. So I said, I'm going to take this covenant prayer, Udambadi prayer. By the way, I took morning Udambadi prayer. I finished all the formalities and only then I've come to give the testimony today. So I've come to Kreupasanam second time. First time I just saw outside and I went away, I didn't enter inside. So I wanted to take, and I told Mummy I will be taking, but just to change myself. And in the month of May, both my children, my elder son and younger son, both are studying in University of Alberta. So younger son got a research internship in Max Planck Institute in Germany, a 3-month fully funded research internship. So he and my elder one, who had completed his graduation, both were coming to Muscat. On May 15th, my younger one went to Germany, and since my elder son was graduating, and me and him, we traveled on June 8th to Canada. On June 24th, my younger son called and said, Mama, KLM Airlines has informed me that I cannot travel back to Canada because my visa has expired. Then I said, how come you don't know that your visa has expired? You have traveled from Canada via Frankfurt to Muscat. You went back to Germany. How come nobody knew that your visa is expired? So then I said, this clearly indicates there is something that's going to happen for God's glory. Someone is going to work here. Jesus is going to work here. But I was really scared. I immediately went to church. I told him, you see what you can do. Apply online. See how long it will take. Upload your documents online. So he said, Mama, I will see. I immediately went to the church. They stay close to St. Anthony's Church in Edmonton. So there is Mama Mary statue there with baby Jesus and St. Joseph with baby Jesus and Jesus in the middle. So I always go and sit there whenever I'm free, because there's hardly anybody in the church. So the priest opens the door for me and then I go and sit 1 or 2 hours with Mama Mary every day. I just went there and I told Mama Mary, please do something for my son. I cannot take this stress. I want him to come back on September 1st, join his 4th year. If he's not able to join 4th year, that means he will lose 1 year. And I don't want him to lose. You need to do something. And I offered a Thanksgiving Mass that Joshua is coming to Edmonton on August 13. I offered a Thanksgiving Mass. My son is coming here. You are bringing him here and he will attend his final year. I went back. He called me and said, Mama, it will take 161 days for the visa to be processed in Canada, in Berlin. I said, find out in Muscat. He said, 2 months in Muscat. Find out in India. He said, 1 month. I said, leave India aside because you never know how many days it would take in India. I said, you upload your documents. He uploaded his documents. I reached Muscat on 26th of June. I reached Muscat at 3 a.m. in the morning. Morning 9 o'clock a.m. I took the online light a candle prayer. My main intention was my son going back to Canada, continuing his studies. I took the light a candle prayer. I received that we received your request, but it was not approved. I didn't wait for their approval. So I started the prayer that day itself. And then I was reading the conditions. You have to watch 6 online retreat and so many charitable works and Bible reading, and you have to be a good person. Many rituals. So I said, okay, since I'm on leave for 1 more week, I will complete the 6 days of retreat, watching online retreat. The first retreat I watched was all old retreats. The first retreat I watched, Father Joseph is talking about someone says that some person is in need, and I have a spiritual father in Pota. He's in the Muringur Divine Retreat Center, English Center, and he's my spiritual guide, Father John. So I called Father John from Canada and said, Joshua is having this problem. So Father said, Lena, just pray, do not worry, God will intervene. And Father Joseph is telling that there is, in Udambadi Dhyanam, Father Joseph is telling that there is someone, and this is an old Dhyanam, this is not the latest Dhyanam, that there is someone who has approached a priest who is little short. He just described my priest, and who is around 56 years old. So immediately said, this is my priest. And I claimed it. I said, this is my prayer, and Mama Mary is going to answer it. Amma Madhav is 100% going to answer it. Second day, I was watching another retreat, and someone asked Father, I want to get this work done. When should I get it done? And Father said, 17th of this month, your work will be done. So I claimed 17th July, Joshua will get a good news from the Canadian Embassy. Some good news for Joshua. And I was praying. After 13 days, I didn't receive any approval from here. So I started crying. It was a Saturday. And I cried and I said, Mama Mary, Madhav, Endina, you are troubling me like this. I may be bad, but my son is not bad, and I'm praying for him. You need to answer his prayer. I just cried. I kept my phone, and I took my phone, and I received from Kreupasanam that your candlelight prayer is approved, and please go ahead and continue your prayer. But I had already started the prayer. In the afternoon, same day, at around 1:30, I watched the Divine Mercy Adoration. And I was watching that. I finished that, and I was crying, please give us some hope. So my son at that time was in Berlin. He was attending a 3-day conference there with all the US and Canadian students, research students, attending a 3-day conference there. And when I took my phone, he said, oh my God, Mama, and he was like, Mama, something miraculous has happened. I met the Canadian Embassy Chancellor here, and she said she will get my work done. I said, no. I said, no way. You won't have to go and take her email address because they are big people, they will forget. So he said, no, Mama, I can't do that. It's against the protocol. Then I said, it's fine. But I knew that something is working. Monday, that was July 10th, 15th day after I took my Udambadi prayer, he receives a message from the Canadian immigration that your documents have been approved. You can go and submit your passport for visa stamping. I was shocked because it takes 161 days for processing, and I'm hearing this news on the 15th day. Then I said, you go on a Wednesday, because Wednesday is Mama Mary's day. You go and deposit your passport on Wednesday. So on Thursday, every evening he used to call me from Berlin. Thursday he told me, Mama, today don't call me because I have got a dinner at the tennis coach's place. Yeah. So then I watched Achan's, again one of the Dhyanam, and in that he is talking about Mother Mary going and visiting people and healing them in ash colored dress. Then I said, I must call him. On Friday, I called him in the morning and I said, I want to know which color dress German Embassy Chancellor was wearing. Canadian Embassy Chancellor was wearing. He got angry with me. I said, no, I want to know because Kreupasanam Madhav is journeying to places and getting the work done. I said, was it ash color dress, grey? Yes, Mama, it was ash color. I said, please zoom the photo that I'm sending and see whether it was the same lady. He zoomed, he said, yes, Mama, the same lady spoke to me and did the work. I was convinced that it was Kreupasanam Madhav who visited my son to get his visa approved. Then I told Madhav, if it was really you, Achan Father Joseph had given June 17th date. July 17th he will receive the passport. July 17th my son receives the passport, stamped visa. August 13th he is in Canada attending his Thanksgiving Mass. This was the first miracle of Mama Mary journeying and coming. Remember that he was having Mama Mary's pendant in his rosary that is in his neck. I had put for both my son, my eldest son also and my younger son. After 5 days, my elder son, he had completed his graduation. He graduated with a silver medal. And the university had stated that the medals we will give little later, but we will not give it during the convocation. So my mother started praying. This was before I took light a candle prayer. And he was given the medal during the convocation. So this was a second miracle through Amma Madhav's intervention. After taking the light a candle prayer, after Joshua getting his visa, my eldest son went to buy provisions for the house. He's in Canada. When he took the provision and came out, there was a huge dog of his height standing opposite the supermarket. My son is scared of dogs, the elder one. When he looked at him, he immediately entered back the supermarket. This dog jumped on him, literally tore his hoodie apart, and he started running. Immediately the supermarket people, they called the police animal protection people and told that please take the dog. The dog was taken. My son was literally traumatized. The animal protection people took him to the hospital. He was given a tetanus injection. The doctor made a statement. The Madhav's pendant is there in his neck on his rosary. And I was continuously praying, Madhav, save him. I'm not there. I'm in Muscat. I can't do anything as a mother. You have to do something for him. And then the doctor said, luckily, he hasn't got deep injuries. It's just the outside scratch. But he completely tore off his hoodie and he was saved. So we thank and praise Mama Madhav and Jesus for so many mighty miracles that, the intercessions of a real mother that she's doing in our lives. Third one was, I had put an intention for the sale of my Bombay flat. For 1.5 years, I don't know for what reason, it was not getting sold. It was a beautiful flat, everybody likes it, but nobody wanted to buy. That got sold recently when I took the light a candle prayer second time. And also my friend's husband, they are Goans, he had lost the job for 2 years in Muscat, but they didn't leave Muscat. He got another job. 1 month they paid the salary, then 9 months they didn't pay him the salary. So I had sent Joshua's testimony to everyone in Muscat, to all my groups in Muscat. So immediately she approached me. She said, Leena, I want to take the light a candle prayer. I said, you come home. From her phone, I took the light a candle prayer and I put the first intention, the job for her husband. In 1 week's time, he got a job, which is being paid fully. So she is waiting to come and give the testimony because literally 3 years during the pandemic, they were unemployed in Muscat. So that's a huge testimony. I also gave her holy oil, and she has had many surgeries. So her abdominal muscles, it's expanding and it's opening up, and she could literally feel her internal organs. She was in terrible pain, and she sent me her ultrasound scan. I gave her the blessed oil, and very little, because I got very little oil, and she poured more, and from that day she started applying that oil, and she's saying, Lena, I'm feeling much better. I don't think so I didn't any intervention. Okay, and then what work we did, I have been giving a lot of money to anyone who is in need, anyone who is undergoing a surgery, anyone who is in financial need, people who are not having jobs, sometimes buying provisions for them, because during the pandemic many people were suffering. Second, I never took the Kreupasanam papers from here. So in Muscat, people used to bring the paper and put it outside the church. So what I used to do, I used to take that paper and go and give it to people, and I used to narrate to them what happened, what I experienced. And Kreupasanam Madhav's apparition here on December 7, 2004, I used to tell them. And there were many Hindu nurses also that I met. So I used to give paper to each and every person. Before coming here, 11 papers were left with me. Also, some of my Goan friends, they watch this Achin's Udambadi retreat, online retreat, but they don't understand Malayalam. So I write down everything in English, and I translate the entire retreat in English to them. Thirdly, I also give talks to the Pakistani Urdu community in Muscat in the church, because they only understand Hindi. And since I was raised in Bombay, I can speak Hindi well. So I would translate. First, what I did was I translated Achin's Marian Gospel into Hindi, and I gave a talk to them for 1.5 hours. And I also told, I had 11 Kreupasanam papers left before coming here. And I said, this is a blessed paper. And everybody that day told me that they never thought that we had to journey with Mother Mary. They said this was a new insight for us, because for us it was only, approaching Jesus directly. But when I told them about Mama Mary being the third ark of the covenant, she shortening the time, her miracle at Cana, her son obeying him in spite of the fact that it was not time for him to conduct the miracle, these were all huge miracles. And I think many of them have come closer to Mama Mary. And I am a legionary in the Muscat parish, Our Lady of Lourdes Presidium. So these are the works that I was doing, and I think these are the works we are doing. I had received many more miracles, but because of the time that is lessened, I think I cannot continue further. And I really can't thank Mama Mary. I thank her for giving me this opportunity to come today because of these Eid holidays. Otherwise, it was so difficult for me to take the leave and come. But she had her plans of me coming here and witnessing her intervention, her mighty intercession in our lives. So tons of praise. One more thing I want to say. From the time I took Udambadi online light a candle, I could feel the presence of baby Jesus, infant Jesus in the church. I go for Mass every day in the morning, except on Friday and Saturday. I can feel baby Jesus running around on the aisle, and I feel so happy looking at him. Like, I have been hearing people talking about Mother Mary's presence. Yes, she is with me. But I literally saw baby Jesus running around. Even when I used to go and sit in Blessed Sacrament, I could feel baby Jesus running around there. So I really can't explain what it has been journeying through a light a candle prayer. And since today I've taken an Udambadi, I know that Jesus and Mama Mary is with us, my entire family. Thank you so much.